Hello everyone and welcome to Reddit Ultra Hardcore World Cup 2017. This is the first Reddit only UHC World Cup and it's going to happen once every year. And for this season we're doing FA with 24 representatives from all around the globe. One more thing we need to add to make this recurrent round special is that we allowed people to talk on their own languages, but they will have to use subtitles and they're allowed to do so only until episode 7. When episode 7 starts, also known as Meetup, people will have to speak on English only. Now we'll have to introduce the people. First on, we're going to start from England. We have FaZe MC. Then for Ireland, we have Cleanup Gnome. For the Netherlands, we have Frostbreath. For Argentina, we have Winter Waffle. For Chile, we have Young Red. So for United States of America, we have one and only Mop19. For Croatia, we have GreenRLH Me. For Germany, we have Kinako. For Norway, we have 016 Neuer. For Uruguay, we have Davs. For Bulgaria, we have Zero. For Singapore, we have Bane of Smite. Now we need to fly up a little bit. For Cyprus, we have Gypsy. For Canada, we have Caesar Octavius. For Australia, we have Reaper Steveman. For Czech Republic, we have Axer. For Sweden, we have Odin. For Latvia, we have Reapem. For Italy, we have Black Blonde or Melon. Slovenia, we have Clegg, sorry for the Russian thingy, sorry mate. Then Frozen Benny, we have, he's representing Israel. And Malta, we have Isaac. For France, we have Sky Meagle. And for Scotland, we have Chasmic.
Welcome to the World Cup, and it begins right now as we see Frostbreath begin his quest. That was actually a random selection, but he's starting close to a desert and chooses to get wood first. Of course, we must check as many people as we can find, and of course here's Winter Waffle, who is... well, has rapidly gotten wood. He's close to the border. Oh, there you go. Here's Cleanup Gnome. And he's in a savanna, also relatively close to a desert, but doesn't appear to be any special structures in the area. So I've been added here as the World Cup spectator a little bit at the last minute. I admit it. I apologize for... oh, Frozen Benny's already getting the stone here. And Daffs is in action at the moment. Riveting. He is really like as faster than usual, actually, at this point. No, I think he might have gone AFK, not thinking it would start this early, because typically... we get time for a bathroom break after the intro. But we were almost immediately scattered after the intro, and the game almost immediately started afterwards. So here's President Mop. He's getting his stone tools. He's making stone tools great again at the moment. This would be a great cave, a great place for caving. Oh, there's going to be caves in this game, at least in this area. That was some massive like gold and diamond level cave systems down there. And here's Reapin. Now, look, of course, look in the description if you want to make sure, like, to figure out where everyone is from and what country everyone represents. But, of course, Reapin makes it easy for us with the flag, skin, so we can easily tell it's Latvia, right? Everyone knows the Latvian flag, right? And everyone can immediately point to Latvia on a world map, right? Certainly, it's easier than Malta. Looks like it. I haven't noticed if Spec Info is on, but nobody's taken any damage. Nobody's found anything of worth, or at least mined it. So I can't tell if everything is working like as advertised. So randomly here, it appears we've gotten to Winter Waffle for the second time. Phased here, representing the good old Queen's England, and scouring the deserts looking for the elusive temple. We're not sure if there is one. Not sure if there is one, but it's always an you know, a prized find on day one, just like villages, but even better. Phased F5ing over here. Was he eating? Not sure. And Young is back on the server after a quick relog, getting his bearings back. He's also relatively close to a desert, so I think there's probably gonna be some interesting things. So this village is minuscule, and it doesn't seem to have all the best stuff, but it's got some free books that someone managed to get. I'd do the inventory. Let me see. Oh, schnitzels. Oh, schnitzels. As you can see in the distance, you can see. And yes, indeed, Young is the one who got all the books and the raw mutton. So, at the moment, I'm having a little bit of difficulty doing the commands. That's because this World Cup is recorded a little bit earlier than I'm used to recording a lot of recording grounds, or rather, anyway, I was... I did wake up late today because it's Saturday and you can do that sometimes. But yeah, I had a long night last night. Enough about the Spectator, but I'm enjoying my cup of coffee rather late today, and it's in front of my keyboard, so I can smell the aroma of coffee. And unfortunately, I have to like maneuver around it to type the Spectator commands. So please bear with me a little bit for the first few episodes while I make sure I don't spill my coffee everywhere. All right, here's the German representative, Kinako, who's in the wild, in the middle of the wild, in the middle of the wild. Now, of course, for the World Cup, this specific World Cup is for the Minecraft UHC players who have not turned pro. These for the amateurs who are not being paid or sponsored to play UHC. And the moment they do turn pro and get the sponsors, unfortunately, they are no longer available for this World Cup. I believe they become eligible for the Minecraft Olympics instead. The world, what am I saying? The World Championships instead of the World Cup. The World Cup is for the amateurs. And when I say amateurs, I don't mean amateur in skill, but in terms of, professional status. That means these are players who do this for the love, for the passion of the block game. They don't do this for the money. They do this because it involves blocks and killing cows. All the good things. So Blackland, do not be too confused, is from Italy, so that is confusing, obviously. No. Now, that part is not confusing, but it's actually Squidamelon with a stupid name. Actually, okay, I've been told that Blackland is a stupid name, but I don't see why it's any stupider than Squidamelon. Except that, of course, like when people change names, people are... Oh, okay, good. So I was not paying attention to to the first damage menu, but yes, Squidamelon is our first damage. Some nice fall damage that was well thought through. Daffs again. Daffs, of course, is representing Uruguay, which is next to Paraguay. And you'll have to forgive my ignorance for the moment, but I forget which one is landlocked. Is it Uruguay or Paraguay? Oh, I don't like admitting my ignorance, but it's better to admit when you've forgotten than pretend you know what you don't actually know. And here's the Bulgaria representative, the Bulgarian Brute Zero, with a flower in his hair. Red hair. I'm not sure what he's done with his skin, but I guess I guess yes. Sure, Zero. So of course our players are allowed to do their commentary in the language of their home country. And but I don't know how many will choose to speak in their country's official language when it is different from English, like Winter Waffles Argentina, for example. Like, will he choose to speak English or not? It's up to him, but you have to subtitle, and believe you me, subtitling your episodes takes a lot of time unless you decide to not speak too much. If you go silent, then the subtitles come easy. Bane of Smite we haven't seen quite yet, but this is our representative for Singapore, and I wonder if he's... is he going to be like... is the ping going to play tricks on him or not? He's getting the apples, which, of course, is wise before the sun sets. Well, how many times are we going to teleport to zero with the random teleportation? So Axer, of course, is the representative from the Czech Republic, and he's AFK. Oh, no, he's not AFK. His frame rates just died. They died. I killed Axer's frame rates, is what happens. Okay. Don't worry, Axer. Like we got you. The sun is setting, so of course now a lot of players will aim to probably start considering going underground. How did Odin get a golden apple? What is golden? Representative from... Did he find a temple? And Phased is getting destroyed. He actually got 4 golden apples. So he probably found a temple in those huge deserts. We figured there would probably be one. For 4 apples, that could even be 2 temples. But Sweden is taking an early lead. I was about to say... oh, and that's a beautiful cave entrance. I wonder if he's going to go in. But that cave entrance is really tempting. Oh, yeah. How can you resist a cave that looks like it goes down this deep, this quickly? Oh, this is... I mean, it goes immediately down to diamond level. It's like the most seductively enticing cave, like at first glance, I've seen in a long, long time. Odin here is getting all the goods for Sweden, because This is a nice cave. I have no doubt that he's probably going to find full diamond in here. Okay, maybe not full diamond, but at least enough to enchant at a minimum. And with the gapples he has to begin with, well, there's some diamonds over there, but that might not be easily connected. Let's make sure we, we see some other players as well. I wanted to mention the Nether is on, so we want to check if someone somewhere plans on... maybe Frostbreath will dig straight into the Stronghold. This is going to be interesting to see if that happens. And if he does, he will have some major firepower with these books. He could essentially have a power 4 and a sharp 4 just with the books. And this library right here is such an OP find. The problem is finding it. That might not be easy, but I think it is relatively inevitable that Frostbreath will end up in the fortress, in the Stronghold. So that's another potential twist that we'll have to keep our eye on. Definitely, does Frostbreath find the goods? Now, the Canadian here is, by the looks of it, yeah, he's doing the best ginger type of staircase until you get to 0-0. He's going to have to staircase for a little while, sadly for him. He's like, he dug down in the worst possible place, apparently. Now, we're going to have to not go... Oh, gee. Okay. I didn't want to go see Frostbreath quite yet. I wanted to go see Frozen Benny. Whew. Had some difficulties with tabbing out here, but Frozen Benny is caving naked, and he escaped that damage at least. But of course, it's easy to point out if someone is caving naked and is obviously prone to taking damage. Everyone starts out naked in episode 1, but I believe Frozen might have a chance at finding these diamonds, and he might be one of the first to get the diamonds. Just let me look if anyone has actually mined diamonds quite yet, and the answer, just a little bit for Mop and Reap'em, and, But I think it is possible that Frozen Benny, if he goes in the correct direction, might be the first one to find diamonds. I am always really tempted to go see if they're going to get good stuff in their cave. But Benny right now focusing on getting the iron. Will he turn in the correct direction for the diamonds? Probably not, because that turn, you don't do it intuitively. He's probably going to find the gold over there first. But if Frozen Benny finds diamonds, we're gonna know why. Frostbreath has indeed found the strongholds, but is he close to the library? Because his pants are gonna get. He won't believe his eyes if he finds what we know he could find, and I think he almost has no choice but to find it at this point, because all roads that are left lead straight into that library. I would be really, really surprised. Not surprised, but I mean, I look forward to seeing, like, his expression, what he says when he finds the goods. It's the chest upstairs, if we remember, with all these books, those insane books. So right now he's just feeling lucky just for having all that string. But we know what's in store. I like the anticipation is building up because he doesn't know, but we know. Oh, Frost, you have to go upstairs. And there he found them. The insanity of these books. The insanity. Oh. Mop. What have you done, my friend? Trying to maneuver around my cup of coffee. Sometimes not made easy by my phone that is also in the way. I really should have, like, set up this area in order to record instead of in order to enjoy my coffee as best as possible. As I said, this is for amateurs. And the real amateur, of course, is me. All right. Our president, Mop, is coming face-to-face with an Enderman. And he chooses to retreat, not as aggressive as as you think he might choose to be. But, yeah, Mop is I was taking things chill. Tackling on the zombie first. And some more zombies might be coming. Yep. Chasing the Mop. The orange Mop. But I think he can definitely deal with the zombie over here. And he probably can smelt some iron to get that gold and start his quest to heal up. And Kinako, of course, I think that's somewhat expected. Kinako's got the full iron. And he's got a decent ravine by the looks of it. I think that ravine also connects to a cave system at diamond level. So I think that's going to give Kinako a good odds to find enchants. And there it is. As expected, Frozen Bunny is the first to mine the diamonds. We had seen them earlier, but of course, the way the cave was laid out, it was not the first intuitive turn you'd take. But for the end, for this episode, it appears Frozen Bunny is the only one to have found the diamonds. I think it was only 2. It was only the 2 that we could see, so no enchants yet for anyone, except, I guess, Frostbreath. And we'll have to see in episode 2 if anyone decides to go to the Nether, or if anyone finds early enchants much earlier than anyone else and decides to hunt. Odin is a prime candidate with all his gapples. See you next episode.